हाय गाइस, मैं हूँ कृष्ण चौधरी और स्वागत है आपका मेरे एक और नए शो में जिसका नाम है डॉक्टर स्टॉक विद कृष्ण चौधरी। आज हमारे साथ हैं हिप्नोटिक स्पेल के ओनर, तो हम बात करेंगे उनसे हिप्नोटिक स्पेल की। और वो एक बहुत अच्छे ऑथर भी हैं, उनसे बात करेंगे उनके बुक के बारे में। सो जुड़े रहें मेरे साथ और इन्जॉय करें पॉडकास्ट को, एपिसोड 2 को। तो बात करते हैं आज प्रथम से और जानेंगे उनकी लाइफ जर्नी के बारे में और उनके जितने भी लाइफ एक्सपीरियंसेस हुए हैं, उनकी बुक के बारे में, उनकी मेडिकल लाइफ के बारे में, एवरीथिंग। सो कैसे हैं प्रथम, बताएं आप मेरे व्यूअर्स को, मेरे लिसनर्स को और मुझे, और अपनी लाइफ के बारे में थोड़ा सा बताएं। आज मैं बहुत आपसे बात करने वाला हूँ काफ़ी सारी चीज़ों के बारे में। आपकी बुक मैं रिसेंटली पढ़ा, काफ़ी डीप बुक बनाई है आपने। सो कैसे हैं आप, बताएं मेरे व्यूअर्स को, लिसनर्स को।
Firstly, thank you so much for having me on the show. It's a great pleasure. It's always a great pleasure working with you and collaborating with any kind of project. It was amazing. And yes, my name is Pratham Keen, and I'm a final year medical student, and we're graduating together in 2 months, and that's a wonderful thing. So, do you want me to begin with the book? Or?
Yes, of course. You have to tell me about your book and about your book and about your journey. First of all, I'm asking you about this book, The Person Store. You can see this beautiful book. So please, Pratham, tell us about your Person Store.
See, this started in 2016. So the first time we come up with the page, it's in 2016 when me and my friend came. Actually, this is a pretty exclusive story. No one knows it. This is just me. And I have never shared this on my page. So me and my friend used to have this. I was still dumbass back then. So I'm still today. So the thing is, I asked him a very silly question at the time. How can you make money financially from the Instagram?
Mm.
So maybe he knew or he knew on the exact thing. He gave me a number like when you start off, it's from 1K, and then you can actually start making more money per post. But we didn't knew that there's something called brand work.
Mm.
So we came up at that time. I had 100 followers. So I think I have this thing in my mind that from 100 followers, I can make it to 1K.
Mm.
No doubt in that. I can. And so me and my friend came up with this. So I asked him this question, how can we make money out of this? So he gave me that number that from 1K, we can start off. But we didn't know about the brand work at that time. So it started off. So this is how the Ocean Store started. How the hypnotic spell started.
हिप्नोटिक स्पेल, उसके बारे में कुछ बताएं। लाइक उसमें काफ़ी सारे डीप, अगर हिंदी में अगर हम बात करते हैं तो लोग शायरी वगैरह ये सब चीज़ें बोलते हैं। हिप्नोटिक स्पेल एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म मैंने देखा कि काफ़ी डीप थिंग्स उसमें लिखी हुई हैं। तो प्लीज़ टेल अस अबाउट हिप्नोटिक स्पेल।
So this started off like this only. Then there was this thing. I at that time didn't know how to write. I had no idea how to write. I have no regarding this. How can you join words, bend them together? No clue. But I had this thing in my mind that this fancy lines make a difference because there was only one-liners at that time. So I had this fancy in my mind that this can be intriguing to people. This can be fascinating. So I think let's bring this into the page. My first post is Let's Ignite. So I started off with that. And then we continued with this thing with one-liners and kind of give them a graphic infinity to make it appealing. Right. So we came on this journey and then I started learning how to write by just reading it. So this is how this journey started off.
Okay. So this the Person Store, आपको क्या लगता है लाइक ये जो पर्सन स्टोर है ये पीपल्स को कैसे इन्फ्लुएंस करेगी, और क्या इसमें कुछ ऐसा है आप व्यूअर्स को बताएं कि क्यों लोग इसको पसंद करें, कोई एक रीज़न?
See, ये book motivational नहीं है. This is a creative book. This is something that I have came up with the experiences in 6 years. इसमें वही है, इसमें story नहीं है, but still I have tried to put a story in the very beginning to give the readers a dive in. तो वहाँ से एक boy है, he's in New York, and from there he goes to a shop, and from there he sees a person. He's an old man. That's actually me.
In the future,
Yeah. So that's a man with a little bit of magic and something like that. And he is wearing this white sweater and all. He is a graceful, charming person, not unless like me. Okay. So the boy goes in and he kind of just thought it as a normal shop, is a bookshop or something. He just went and tries to get a book, and then he shows him around, kind of takes him to the with the spiral stairs, and shows the upper segment of the, where he asked you questions. So the kid went on the upstairs, and the man who was there, he showed him all of his collection. So the kid was very curious. He asked, "What is all this?" So the man out there, he says, "This is all my life's upbringings. This is the collection that I've made in my entire life, and I wanted to show you this." So there's a beautiful pieces of collection. There was order pieces, art pieces, and then there was this vault. So he says, "Come, let me show you something." So he goes there. He kind of, there's a big red button. He presses that, and the kid was standing next to him. And there's this white book appears, and this is that white book. That's the motion story. The man ends in the book, and then he disappears. And this is how I started off this book journey. And so how the white page and how the white book is kind of influenced together. So this is the beginning of how the portion store start came off.
So my next question to you is, how much time it will took to write a book for you, and if anyone wants to write a book?
This took me 7 months now. And my advice for someone, first of all, write as much as you can. Get the content. If you have the content ready, you can publish it. But if you don't have the content, you cannot. Right? So just write it. Then reading, you can try off writing different things, such as sonnets, limericks, similes. These are all different kinds of poem genres. So this is where you can start off. Don't think about publishing the book. Publishing is something you should come out at the very end. First, you just complete a segment, then you think of publishing.
And I heard that you are working on your second project. What is it, and what do you want to tell about your second project?
Actually, that was supposed to be the first project. It was the first project. The clothing brand that I started off, I think in 2018, I started off. So it didn't work out. And I collaborated with the e-commerce site that was Bonfire. So the thing with Bonfire is the artworks that I created was ready, but the shipping and the delivery was not on as per the segments. So I had to cut that off. It took me 1 year to finally figure out that there is another e-commerce website that will work for all the people in India, and it will be shipping for free of cost. So that is how I came up with this. I think preparing for something and researching for it is the main key. It takes most of the time. For me personally, when I am working on something, if I have the idea, I can get it done within a short period of time. But if I don't have the idea, that's the main issue with me. So getting the idea is the problem, not getting it done. No, it is not my problem. So once I get this thing, it didn't took me that time. But to figure out which e-commerce website will work for me, it took me 1 year. The postal store came out before, and then I finally figured out which the e-commerce is working out. Then I released that. So this is how.
So प्रथम, यहाँ पे आपको आपके नाम से लोग नहीं जानते हैं, इसके पीछे क्या रीज़न है? लाइक मेरे को ये जानना है कि पीपल्स या तो फेमस लोगों को जानते हैं, या फिर कोई लाइक किसी को किसी में इंटरेस्टेड है उस वजह से जानते हैं. तो इसके लिए क्या रीज़न, मीन्स आप ऐसा क्यों, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये, ऐसा क्यों आपको लोग आपके नाम से क्यों नहीं जानते हैं?
Firstly, I feel blessed. Yeah. This is something I chose it like this. See, when an artist or someone creates something, they want to be known for their art, not by their name. They will know it by their name for what the initial signatures have been given. For me, it is Hypno. So they wanted to be known by this. And it's very good that they know me without knowing me by my face, because that is the only thing I have put out, and that's one name. So I'm very blessed for this.
It's good because इंसान को कोई जाने या ना जाने, लेकिन उसके काम से लोगों को जानना चाहिए एक साथ, क्योंकि काफ़ी लोग ऑलमोस्ट हर जगह लोग हैं, बस ये है कि हम काम क्या कर रहे हैं उस बेसिस पे लोग अगर जाने तो वो बेस्ट थिंग है मेरे हिसाब से। सो मेरा आपसे अलग एक क्वेश्चन है कि जो पोर्शन स्टोर आपका है, इस द मीनिंग ऑफ द पोर्शन, आई वांट टू नो अबाउट दिस, द मीनिंग ऑफ द पोर्शन, द वर्ड पोर्शन। सो इसके बारे में कुछ पता नहीं कि
So this is the same story from 2016. So मैंने starting में कुछ post पढ़ना start किया था from very great writer. So they gave me a feeling that was very everlasting. It remained with me even when I strolled away or even after the days. So I wanted to give that feeling back to the community. So that is the hypnotic to leave something in a state where people kind of remember it, to make them feel hypnotic. Yeah. So I already gave the name hypnotic, so I cannot give the same thing. So how can you make hypnotic? It makes them drink potions. So the potions are the lights. So when someone reads it, it's kind of like drinking it. Your mind drinks it and the feeling remains. So this is the potions. And in the potion, if you have noticed that there are a variety of potions, अलग-अलग type के potions होते हैं to make you feel different things. Some are love potions, some make you feel emotion of a motivation, heightened emotions for any kind. So the main purpose was to give them different kind of potions. I have came up with 400 posts, and so the main thing was not the number, it was like how many different amount of emotions I can provide. So जितने ज़्यादा potions होंगे, जितने ज़्यादा emotions होंगे, that is the
people will connect that.
Yeah, people from different variety audience community will kind of join together. I just want them to relate. I just want them to find solace in the poetry. So
the word I have having in my mind right now, the love.
Yeah.
So what you want to say about that word?
I think I'm the very wrong person to begin with, because love, I think personally, is not just some sort of game of words. It's a game of gestures. And in this generation as we coming up, see, it's not easy to woo a woman. It's not easy to just win her heart and just kind of... See, women are like mythological creatures. They are kind of complex than us men. We are very upfront. We are solution-based people. So I think this is something we learn over time, that you need self-confidence, and it takes patience to calmly begin on with the interaction, the communication you build on over the time.
आपने जो बुक लिखी, तो आपको मतलब क्या सोच के बुक लिखी और क्या प्रोसेस था, ये सारी चीज़ें आपको क्या कहाँ इंस्पायर की?
मैं ऑनेस्टली बताऊँगा, मेरे को बिल्कुल आइडिया नहीं था बुक को कैसे पब्लिश करते हैं. सो मैंने इस चीज़ को 4 मेजर सेक्टर्स में डिवाइड कर दिया था. फर्स्ट वाज हाउ टू पब्लिश, इसको पब्लिश कैसे किया जाए, इसको लिखा कैसे जाए एज इन इसको किस पे लिखा जाए. क्योंकि मैं जिस तरीके से इस बुक को अपने कंटेंट को लिखता हूँ, दैट वाज यूजुअली ऑन द फोन पे. इट्स इजी फॉर मी टू जस्ट पेन अप rather than actually writing from pen. So मेरे को सेकेंड था सॉफ्टवेयर वाली. मेरे को आइडिया नहीं था कि कौन सा सॉफ्टवेयर इस चीज़ के लिए होगा जो अच्छे से मेरे को पेजेस अलाइन करने में हेल्प करेगा. तो मेरे को एक सॉफ्टवेयर सीखना पड़ा इसके लिए, वो सेकेंड था. थर्ड थी आपकी एडिटिंग जो मैं पूरा लिखा हूँ. एक्चुअली वो फाइनल स्टेप था. उससे पहले एक स्टेप था कि इसको आउटलुक कैसा दिया जाए, जो कवर पेज है उसकी डिज़ाइन, क्योंकि ये इंडी जानर में आती है. इंडीज काइंड ऑफ की सेल्फ पब्लिश्ड है, मतलब आपको पूरी चीज़ खुद बनानी पड़ेगी. और तो मेरे को ये प्रोजेक्ट पूरा स्क्रैच से स्टार्ट करना पड़ा था. उसका एक एग्जांपल ये है कि जो फर्स्ट नंबर है इस बुक में, वो भी मैंने खुद डाले हैं. इतना स्क्रैच से बैक. सो इसके लिए था, तो मैं हल्का सा डाइव इन दे दूँगा पूरे उसमें. सो आई स्टार्टेड विद दिस सॉफ्टवेयर लर्निंग. सो आई यूज द सॉफ्टवेयर एफिनिटी. वो थोड़ा सा मेरे को टाइम लगा of how to अलाइन पेजेस ईच बाय वन, देन मेरे को वेक्टराइजेशन सीखना पड़ा। वो थोड़ा कॉम्प्लेक्स था, मेरे को लगा कि ये ज़्यादा हो रहा है, क्योंकि इतना वो नहीं था मेरे पास टाइम कि मेरे को बुक पब्लिश भी करनी है, उसको फिर ब्रांड वर्क में और सेल भी करना है, तो इसमें टाइम जा रहा है। और सो आई स्टार्टेड ऑफ विद दिस, बट वो धीरे धीरे करके आया। फिर मैंने वेक्टराइजेशन सीखा, फिर मेरे को थोड़ा सा इंस्टॉलेशन में इंटरेस्ट था स्टार्टिंग से, तो मैंने इंस्टॉलेशन ऐड किए। कवर पेज बनाने में मेरे को टाइम लगा।
कवर पेज बहुत ब्यूटीफुल है।
कवर पेज मैं चाहता था कि बुक से रिजेंबल करे, मिनिमलिस्टिक हो और ज़्यादा ऑफ द कार्ड ना हो, सटल हो। सो मेरे को फॉन्ट्स के बारे में सीखना पड़ा। बहुत बेसिक चीज़ें, पीपल लाइक फॉन्ट्स आर लाइक कुछ भी डाल दो, क्या हाउ इट्स बेसिक, बट व्हेन यू नो हाउ एवरी फॉन्ट स्पीक्स, सो फॉर दिस मैंने एक रॉयल फॉन्ट यूज़ किया, क्योंकि जो स्टोरी थी वो हर सेक्टर से रिवॉल्व कर रही थी, मुझे एक डाइव इन देना था, वो काइंड ऑफ मैजिकल वर्ल्ड में था। सो मेरे को एक फॉन्ट चाहिए था सो मैजिकल हो, सो मेरे को वहाँ से सब कुछ स्टार्ट करने में लगा। बट दिस इज़ हाउ आई स्टार्टेड विद द प्रोसेस। सो हुआ ये सब, फिर मेरे को पूरा कंप्लीट करने में 7 months का टाइम लगा। और एंड आई विल बी ऑनेस्ट, द प्रोसेस इज़ माइंड रेकिंग। आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट्स अ फैंटास्टिक प्रोसेस, इट्स माइंड रेकिंग। इसमें टाइम लगता है बहुत ज़्यादा, और आप किसी चीज़ पे इतना डेडिकेशन या फोकस देते हो, सो एक टाइम के बाद लगता है कि लेट्स गेट दिस थिंग ऑफ, इसको ख़त्म करो, बहुत हो गया, क्योंकि इतना टाइम आप दे रहे हो उसमें और वो ख़त्म नहीं हो रहा है। आई विल टेल यू समथिंग, दिस इज़ 175 पेजेस बुक, ठीक है, एंड ये उसका एंड था ही नहीं। मैं फ्रस्ट्रेट हो गया था क्योंकि बुक ख़त्म ही नहीं हो रही थी, एंड लाइक कि दिस इज़ गेटिंग वे टू मच, आई नीड मोर कंटेंट ऑन द सेकेंड पार्ट, आई नीड मोर ह्यूमर इन दिस line, I need more on this. It's getting very short. It's just 2 lines, so it's very short and it will not comprehend the work people want to read. तो मेरे को और ऐड करना है, तो मेरे को ये करते 7 months हो गए, and I'm like shit. मैं अगर मैंने स्टॉप नहीं किया, this is going to take way too much time. I have a university to be with. I have other things in my life. So this needs to stop.
Yeah.
No. So I ended off with 175 pages, and that was the final draft.
मैंने आपकी बुक पढ़ी, तो जो स्टार्टिंग में एक चैप्टर है आपकी बुक में, द बिगनिंग, तो उस चैप्टर की लास्ट में एक मेरे को बहुत ब्यूटीफुल चीज़ मिली, जिसमें ये लिखा था कि आपने ग्रो अप कैसे किया, ठीक है, कि आप डार्क में, आप अंधेरे में, मिडिल ऑफ नाइट आप निकल चुके, सो आप कैसे बिलीव करते हो कि ग्रो अप क्या चीज़ है, कैसे हो सकता है इंसान के लिए बेस्ट ग्रो अप?
See, growing up is not an age, it's an experience. Most people mature at very young age, at the age of 12 or 13. We ended up growing or maturing a way too later. So that was one feeling that remained in my mind. I was returning back from my school, I guess. So we used to have those annual events, so it was very late. 7 p.m. के around हो गया था, so I was coming. At that time, I was coming off alone. कोई था नहीं साथ में. So I then realized this feeling कि ये एक solo ride है. This is, I feel like independence जो word है, वो first time मेरे को उस time पे use हुई कि you take responsibility for your own actions. And this is also something that I'm using currently. When you start taking responsibility for your own actions, you can mindfully control your peace and your happiness. So this is something we would like to continue, and I would personally like to continue. तो ये चीज़ मैंने एक्सपीरियंस की थी उस फर्स्ट टाइम पे, तो दैट इज़ माई पर्सनल आइडिया ऑफ हाउ इट फेल लाइक बीइंग ग्रोन अप. सबका अलग अलग होता है. आई आस्क्ड दिस क्वेश्चन बिकॉज आई वांटेड टू नो कि व्हेन अदर पीपल एंड हाउ दे एक्सपीरियंस्ड इट. दिस वाज माय
This is good. So all the things जो भी हुई, that I want to know about that, how all these things started, like about your hypnotic, about your potion store, about your your darkness. I feel that the author of this book is too dark in my opinion. Okay, so I want to know about that, it's dark or something else.
That's a very good question actually. It's dark or something else. See, when I mentioned this, the potions, I mentioned this, I want to give the variety of emotions. And to give the variety of emotions, I have to have an alter ego. An alter ego that is actually dark. So, I didn't mention this earlier, I'm telling this now. ये book दो parts में लिखी गई है. That is, one is Hypno and the second part is Prats. Prats is an alter ego, completely altered. He is like the evil side. So we started off like the usual, hypnotic and all that stuff. But I actually came up with reading a lot of great people's work. And I had this thing in hold.
So Pratham, how you get your person to idea?
See, me and my friend, like I mentioned earlier, I had this idea of reading those poets from the Instagram and stuff. So those are the indie poets. So they create amazing work, and I noticed that they compile their work. वो अपना जितना भी content उन्होंने post किया है, they compile it and they make a book out of it. So I had this thought in my mind and I kept it on hold. This is something I have the content ready. ये मैं like for future में कर सकता हूँ. So I keep this on the hold. Then one day my friend called me and he's like, your writings are good. And I'm like, what? I have zero thing in this that my writings are good. I don't believe it. Neither I'm like, I don't even consider myself as a writer, honestly. All right. So he's like, your writings are good and you need to make a buck out of it. You should start making a you should convert your art to a real life world. And I'm like, okay. So that idea popped in my mind. Like, I think it's the time to give that idea a thought. So I'm like, let's make a book. So I had this thing, but I cannot just compile all the work. Because why would anyone pay for this? Both so free में obviously read कर सकते हैं. And I get this after the कि why have you made a book? वो तो already free में है on web. So like ये तो obviously मैं नहीं कर सकता. So मेरे को पूरा scratch से start करना पड़ा. I started off from the very scratch. I added new things, all new inspiration from all new writings. It took most of the time to like forget what I have written and start off with everything new. New ideas, new emotions, new everything. So this is how the beginning happened. So this happened and then I'm like, this is not enough. How would it be? So I'm like, let's do one more thing. Let's divide the book into two halves. And the first part will be written by Hypno and the second half will be written by Prats. So the Prats is like an alter ego. That's completely altered. It has nothing to do with the Hypno. Is ideology, mindset, everything is different. Kind of a darkened face. It's scarier than Hypno. Hypno is like an heaven sent person, like kind of that. So I'm like, let's do this. So the difference between both is that Hypno writes epigrams and aphorisms. See, epigrams are like amusing, witty remarks that you leave. Like, I would say, love at second sight. First was just dope. And dope is like an erotic feeling as topic. But on the alter ego, Prats, it's completely different. He uses double entendre, triple entendre, similes and bars, rhyme schemes. These are lines that are meant to kill. They're sharpened enough to meant to kill. Because if I'm not killing it, if it's not deep enough, and I'm not killing it.
So, Pratham, what do you mean about power?
This topic I chose from psychology and kind of mixed with philosophy. The power is something that people can relate with confidence and self-confidence. See, if you don't have the self-control, you cannot control the environment. If you cannot control yourself, you cannot control the environment. So this is something intermediate relation. This is a keyword that is used in the psychology, that is art of seducing. And the art of seducing comes with this, that if you have confidence, it's like a minimal subconscious way to intrigue someone to gain their attention towards you. So this is how a power looks like in this way.
So do you believe the peoples and two faces peoples?
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, since we are talking about the psychology, the word of two-faced is known as masking.
Masking.
And mask. A lot of movies have shared this. We started off with the Jim Carrey movie from in 90s of Mask. The author of the book mentions in a very slight scene of how masks work. See, the masking is a good and a bad thing, both. Masking can be used in a professionalism manner. See, when you become a doctor or any kind of professional field that requires a lot of dedication, you have to wear a mask. It's not like anyone wants to, but you have to. They have to. See, you are performing like a surgery or something, so you cannot bring your emotions there. You have to bring a dedicated skill set that does not affect anything, your mood. It shouldn't. So this is how masking helps. So people use this in different ways, or people in natural life. See, this is not my personal ideology. This psychology came from the Robert Greene book, Laws of 48, Power of Laws 48. So he tells this. I personally don't like this wearing mask in this generation to face people, right? But then if you don't want to wear a mask, it's fine. But in this generation, at this age, you should know that someone is wearing. Wearing a mask professionally is required. It is important. But wearing a mask in the community is not. So if you cannot, it's fine. But at least you should know that this person is wearing one.
I also believe like अगर communicate करें लोग तो like जैसे हम बोल सकते हैं fights, अनबन रिलेशन ख़राब होने, इन सब चीज़ पे काफ़ी इफ़ेक्ट पड़ता है. लोग अगर आपस में एक दूसरे से बात करें और सॉल्यूशन निकालें, ताकि देखो पीठ पीछे बोलना लाइक ये अलग वे में चला जाता है, ठीक. और वियरिंग मास्क अगर कंपेयर करें तो ये एक सेम चीज़ है, ठीक. अगर हम उस चीज़ को बात करने से सॉल्यूशन निकल रहा है तो वो बेस्ट थिंग है मेरे हिसाब से. एग्जैक्टली क्या तो वही आप बताना चाह रहे हैं.
Exactly. See, in this generation, the thing is, this word toxicity is on the rise. This Gen Z, I hate to say the word Gen Z, but the newer generation is like kind of. So I've been reading about this. मुझे basically थोड़ा curiosity थी how this thing happens, that this toxicity would have. But you know, it's not people's fault. It's something in the upbringing. कुछ past traumas or कुछ life incident ऐसे होते हैं that make a person like this. It's not their fault, but this happens. So, for how I mentioned that wearing mask, you need to know. At least, if you cannot control the situation, you at least have to know that this is how it's going. ऐसा हो रहा है. तो ये जो toxicity है, जो communication gap की वजह से people love attention. People love attention. If I will cut you off from my life, how will I get the attention from you?
To be honest, ये एक ऐसी चीज़ है, हर इंसान इस चीज़ फेस करता है और उसको पाना भी चाहता है अटेंशन. लाइक अगर ऑफकोर्स अगर किसी को अटेंशन मिली तो बुरी चीज़ नहीं है, ठीक. लेकिन पीपल यूज़ अटेंशन लेने के लिए गलत वे यूज़ करते हैं, तो ये चीज़ गलत है. वो इससे गलत है.
So this is like when this thing happened, the other person have no idea. They are just basically doing their own thing. But in long term, it affects the mental state. और वही एक kind of, even in the profession of doctors, India में mental health problems इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं थी जो अब rise हो रही हैं, और थोड़ा सा very unfortunately और rise हो गई. So this is the thing, people don't know how to communicate. If people can communicate properly, it will not lead to that. So it is very important. And see, I will be honest and realistic to the world. Logic ही काम करता है. Logic is a thing. Rationality is like the only thing you can focus on. People are not going to get good in this way. People are not going to communicate. You on your level have to take the fall, and you need to learn. You have to learn. It's very important.
So about friendship, आपका क्या रिव्यू है रिव्यू कह सकते हैं, कुछ भी इंटेंस कह सकते हैं अबाउट फ्रेंडशिप, क्योंकि काफ़ी इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है मेरे को कि आप एक, मैं ऑथर ऑफ कोर्स एक ऑथर से बात कर रहा हूँ, मुझे पता है कि एक ऑथर के माइंड में बहुत सारी चीज़ें चलती है. सो अबाउट फ्रेंडशिप, व्हाट यू वांट टू टेल अस?
Friends, personally, I'm an introvert. I don't have very like too many friends. I am not even way too much open. So, but I think it's completely fine to be an extrovert or an introvert, depending on how you can handle conversation on your behalf. Completely fine. If you feel like if you're an introvert, it's not a problem. कोई problem नहीं है. That's fine. And my friend circle have been tight, but all of them are diamonds.
Yeah.
No doubt in that. So yeah, you are definitely one of them.
No doubt. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So this is some. To define friendship, I wrote some. Come whatever it may, it's a shoulder to lean on. It's a constant reminder that someone is always near. So this is something how friendship can be defined. It's a very beautiful thing. Beautiful. You have the power and you can choose your own friends. So that is the beautiful part about it. People kind of influence you. I have met a lot of great people here that brought meaningful conversations, and I'm very blessed to have this experience over this university, over the being of this period of time.
So प्रथम आपकी क्लोथिंग ब्रांड है, आप एक राइटर हैं एक अच्छे, और आप एक फ्यूचर डॉक्टर हैं और एक क्लोथिंग ब्रांड के आई थिंक एम्बेसडर बोल सकते हैं, CEO बोल वेरी बिग बोल सकते हैं. तो आप क्या सजेस्ट करना चाहेंगे, क्या एडवाइस देना चाहेंगे इस चीज़ से रिलेटेड, कि अगर किसी को इन सब चीज़ों में ग्रो अप करना हो तो क्या कर सकता है?
I will say two things. Firstly, what has worked out for me is not like it will work out for you. It something else might do, and this is the same as for me. For what works for you might not work for me. And the second is the best advice in this regards I have given is everyone starts somewhere. So if you can just initiate, I think you will be halfway there and you will end up finding your own route. See, when I started off with the page, it was a joke. We weren't serious about this, and now we are here.
Yeah.
Now I'm sitting with this conversation. Was completely not serious at that point. But see, you learn over the period of time and you learn through your own journey. So if someone wants to start anything, just please begin. Just begin, and आप कहीं पर भी हो, आप उससे तो बहुत ही आगे हो गए over the time.
Yes. Begin is the first step to
Just begin.
Yeah.
Don't think, just begin.
So प्रथम पॉडकास्ट का करते हैं एंड. आपसे बात करके काफ़ी अच्छा लगा, काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें मैंने सीखी आज, और होप सो आपकी पोस्ट एंड स्टोर को लोग पसंद करें, और मैं भी लोगों से बोलूँगा एटलीस्ट आप इस बुक को पढ़ें, और आप कुछ चीज़ें आपको सीखने को मिलेंगी, क्योंकि मैं खुद अभी कुछ दिनों से इस बुक को पढ़ रहा हूँ, तो काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें इसमें बहुत प्यारी प्यारी चीज़ें हैं. इवन मैं काफ़ी सोच में पड़ गया, और मेरे पास बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस थे और काफ़ी सारे क्वेश्चन मैं पूछा भी, कुछ रह गए हैं तो मैं उनसे पर्सनली जाके पूछूंगा. और बाकी आप बताएं व्यूअर्स को ये बुक कैसे कहाँ अवेलेबल होगी, ताकि ये लोग इसको परचेज कर सकें.
Just see, I took the time to make it available everywhere. It is globally available on the Amazon, and for the Indian user, it's both on Amazon and the Flipkart. You can either get it, if you are an e-reader, you can get it on Kindle, and the last is Play Store. That's a full sim.
That's good. So thank you so much, Pratham.
Thank you so much for being with this great initiative.
Thank you so much, guys. होप सो आप लोगों ने एंजॉय किया हो. प्रथम केन हमारे साथ जुड़े थे, काफ़ी अच्छा इनसे डिस्कशन हुआ काफ़ी सारे टॉपिक्स पे. आप होप सो आप एंजॉय करे हो सब, और मिलता हूँ आपको एक और नई वीडियो में. इसके साथ जुड़े रहें मेरे साथ. जय श्री महाकाल, हर हर महादेव.